Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me Renuka with the evening news. The headlines. Parliament passes Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021 with Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha approving it on the first day of the winter session. 12 opposition members suspended from Rajya Sabha for remaining part of the winter session. Centre launches unique face recognition technology for pensioners. Government is implementing various schemes for the welfare of every section of society, says Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi. Over 123 crore 15 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.34%. And in cricket, first test match between India and New Zealand ends in a draw at Kanpur. Ravichandran Ashwin becomes India's third highest wicket taker in tests. As India created history by administering over 100 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. Please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Parliament has passed the Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021 with the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha approving it on the first day of the winter session today. The bill seeking to withdraw the 3 farm bills was moved in Lok Sabha by Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar in the morning amid ruckus by the opposition. It was passed in the lower house without discussion as Speaker Om Birla said a debate is not possible in a noisy scene.
2020 आवश्यक वस्तु संशोधन विधेयक 2020 का निरसन और आवश्यक वस्तु अधिनियम 1955 का संशोधन करने वाले विधेयक को पुनर्स्थापित करने की अनुमति प्रदान की जाए।
विधेयक को पुनर्स्थापित करने की अनुमति प्रदान की जाए। जो सदस्य इसके पक्ष में हाँ गए, जो सदस्य विरोध में ना गए, मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में मंत्री जी विधेयक को पुनर्स्थापित करें।
The 3 laws sought to be repealed include the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Act 2020, the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act 2020, and the Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020. Later, the bill was introduced in the upper house by Minister Narendra Singh Tomar in the post-lunch session, which was passed amidst noisy scenes. Speaking on the bill, Leader of the Opposition, Mallikarjun Kharge, said the opposition parties welcomed the bill. He, however, alleged that the government has brought the bill in view of the forthcoming assembly elections in 5 states. Agriculture Minister Tomar said the government has enacted the 3 farm laws in the interest of the farmers, but the opposition adopted double standards on it. He said on the holy occasion of Guru Nanak Jayanti, Prime Minister Narendra Modi made the announcement about the decision to repeal them with an open heart. Meanwhile, in the Rajya Sabha, 12 opposition members were suspended for the rest of the current winter session. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi moved the motion seeking the suspension, saying the unruly behavior on the last day of the previous monsoon session has lowered the dignity and brought disrepute to the upper house.
I move the following, that this House takes the cognizance and strongly condemns the utter disregard to the authority of the Chair, complete abuse of the rules of the House, persistently thereby willfully obstructing the business of the House, intentional attacks on the security personnel on the last day of the 4th session of Rajya Sabha monsoon session, that is 11 August 2021, thereby lowering the dignity of and bringing the disrepute to the August House by following members and resolve for above compelling reason to suspend these members from the service of the House.
The motion was passed by voice vote amid resistance from the opposition. The members who were suspended include 6 from the INC, 2 each from the TMC and Shiv Sena, and 1 each from the CPI and the CPIM. They are Fulo Devi Netam, Chaya Verma, Ripun Vora, Rajamani Patel, Syed Nasir Hussain and Akhilesh Prasad Singh of the Congress, Binoy Vishwam of the CPI, Elamaram Karim of the CPIM, Dola Sen and Shanta Chetri of the TMC, Priyanka Chaturvedi and Anil Desai of Shiv Sena. With the suspension, Deputy Chairman Harivansh adjourned the House for the day. Earlier in the Lok Sabha, when the House met for the day, two newly elected members representing Mandi constituency in Himachal Pradesh and Khandwa in Madhya Pradesh took oath. The Speaker Om Birla read out obituary references for the 8 members, including former Union Ministers Kalyan Singh and Oscar Fernandez, who passed away recently. During the question hour in the lower house, opposition members trooped into the well of the House, demanding uniform minimum support price structure across the country, among other issues. In the Dean, the Speaker adjourned the House till noon. Later, after passing the Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021, the House was adjourned till 2 p.m. and then for the day.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today urged that all should stay alert in view of the new variant of COVID-19. Speaking to reporters just before the start of the winter session of the Parliament, Mr. Modi said the government is now moving ahead towards 150 crore vaccine doses.
अब हम 150 करोड़ की तरफ तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। नए वेरिएंट की खबरें भी हमें और सतर्क करती हैं और सजग करती हैं। मैं संसद के सभी साथियों को भी सतर्क रहने के लिए प्रार्थना करता हूं। आप सभी साथियों को भी सतर्क रहने के लिए प्रार्थना करता हूं, क्योंकि आप सबका उत्तम स्वास्थ्य, देशवासियों का उत्तम स्वास्थ्य ऐसी संकट की घड़ी में हमारी प्राथमिकता है।
The Prime Minister said the government is ready to discuss on each and every issue in the Parliament. He said the citizens of the country want a productive session. Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi has said that the government is implementing various schemes for the welfare and upliftment of every section of the society, including minorities. He said the government is implementing various scholarship schemes for educational empowerment of 6 notified minority communities, that is Sikhs, Christians, Jains, Muslims, Buddhists and Parsis, under which around 4.52 lakh minority students belonging to economically weaker section have been benefited. Mr. Naqvi said this in a written reply in the Rajya Sabha today. Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh today launched a unique face recognition technology for pensioners in New Delhi. He said that face recognition technique of giving life certificate is a historic and far-reaching reform, and this will bring ease of living for the retired and the elderly citizens. Dr. Singh said it will touch the lives of not only 68 lakh central government pensioners, but also crores of pensioners who fall outside the jurisdiction of this department, such as the EPFO and state government pensioners. He thanked the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology as well as the Unique Identification Authority of India UIDAI for devising this technology.
India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed 123 crore 15 lakh mark. Out of the total vaccination, more than 78 crore 58 lakh vaccine doses have been given as first dose, while over 44 crore 56 lakh doses have been administered as second dose. Health Ministry said that more than 70 lakh 85,000 vaccine doses were administered till 7 p.m. today. As part of the nationwide vaccination drive, the centre has been supporting the states and union territories by providing them COVID vaccines free of cost. The ministry said the recovery rate is currently at 98.34% and it is the highest since March last year. In view of reporting of the new variant of COVID-19 named Omicron, the Union Health Ministry has revised guidelines for international arrivals in India to be effective from the 1st of December. The ministry has mandated submitting 14 days travel details, uploading negative RT-PCR test report on Air Suvidha portal before the journey. The RT-PCR test should have been conducted within 72 hours prior to undertaking the journey. In a bilingual live phone-in program Corona Jagrukta series, President of Public Health Foundation of India, Professor K. Srinath Reddy will be with us tonight to answer queries related to coronavirus. Listeners can ask questions to the expert from 9:30 p.m. on toll-free number 1-800-11-5767 and on telephone number 011-2331-4444. You can also post your queries on a Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This live program can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.nic.in and on YouTube channel News on AIR Official.
A total of over 1 crore 14 lakh houses have been sanctioned so far under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. Minister of State for Housing and Urban Affairs Kaushal Kishore said this in a written reply in the Rajya Sabha today. He said more than 89,36,000 houses have been grounded for construction and over 52 lakh houses have been completed and delivered. Mr. Kishore said states and union territories have been advised to complete all the sanctioned houses within the stipulated timeline. DD News has started a special program titled Kya Bole UP in view of the forthcoming assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh. In the program, DD News interacts with voters across the state to know their views and opinion in their words. The program, which started from the Varanasi, has now reached Lucknow. During its journey, it has covered Mirzapur, Prayagraj, Sultanpur and Ayodhya. The program is being telecast 3 days in a week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 7 p.m. on DD News and at 6:30 p.m. on DD Uttar Pradesh. In an unprecedented step, All India Radio has opened up its studios for the voices that represent young India, starting from the 28th of this month. For the next 52 weeks, AIR stations across India will give opportunity to youngsters from local colleges and universities to take part in AIR programming, allowing them to discuss and curate youth-centric shows. These shows would encourage the youth to speak about the achievements of the country during the last 75 years of independence and where they expect the country to reach in various fields. This way, the youth can air their big dreams and define the future of India. This talent hunt show, #AIR Next, will be broadcast in all major Indian languages and dialects. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alert.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मात नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मात नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Now, here is a review of the proceedings in Parliament today. First from the Lok Sabha, writer is Kumar Rakesh of the PTI. The winter session of Parliament started today on a stormy note as opposition members disrupted the proceedings over farmers' issue, forcing a series of adjournments. However, the government tabled the bill to repeal the 3 farm laws, with both the houses passing it by voice votes. The Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021 aimed at scrapping the 3 agricultural laws against which a section of the farmers have been protesting for over a year was passed within minutes of its introduction in the Lok Sabha without a discussion. Soon after the House reassembled at noon after a brief adjournment, Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar introduced the bill. The opposition came to the well of the House demanding a debate on the bill and raised slogans and banners seeking a uniform minimum support price mechanism across the country. Speaker Om Birla said he was ready to allow discussion on the bill provided the protesting MPs go back to their seats and there is order in the House. He said a discussion is not possible when the MPs were standing in the well holding placards. However, the opposition did not pay heed to the Speaker's appeal and continued with the protests. Congress leader in the House, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, said, since the bill is listed for consideration and passage, then why is there no discussion? He accused the government of taking the House for a ride. TRS MPs were holding placards demanding a uniform procurement policy and a national food grains procurement policy. DMK and TMC MPs entered the well demanding discussion on repeal of the 3 farm laws. The MPs from the Congress, NCP, BSP and IUML were protesting while standing at the respective seats. Union Ministers Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah, Dharmendra Pradhan, Smriti Irani, Bhupendra Yadav, Ashwani Vaishnav and a host of other ministers were present in the House. Congress President Sonia Gandhi, SP leader Mulayam Singh Yadav and National Conference's Farooq Abdullah were among those who were also present. As the turmoil continued, the Speaker took a voice vote and declared the bill passed, subsequently adjourned the House till 2 p.m. After the initial 2 adjournments, the House met again at 2 p.m. The opposition members continued with the protest, raising slogans and holding placards. Mr. Rajendra Agarwal, who was chairing the proceedings, appealed to the members to allow the House to function, But as the noisy scenes continued, he adjourned the House till Tuesday morning. The House could not take up the question hour amid protests by the opposition members. Earlier on his arrival in the House, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was greeted by members of the BJP with thumping of desks and the Bharat Mata Ki Jai slogan, while the members for the opposition raised Jai Kisan slogan.
And now review of proceedings in the Rajya Sabha. The writer is Rajesh Ahuja of UNI. The winter session in the upper house began with Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu introducing the new Secretary General P.C. Modi. It was followed by the oath of affirmation to the newly elected and re-elected members. Ms. Rajni Patil of the Congress, M. Mohammad Abdullah, Rajesh Kumar and Dr. Kanimuri, NVN Somu of the DMK and Luisinho Faleiro of the All India Trinamool Congress took oath. While Rajni Patil took oath in Marathi, M. Mohammad Abdullah, Rajesh Kumar and Dr. Kanimuri, NVN Somu of the DMK took oath in Tamil. After the new members took oath, the chairman read obituary references over the demise of the sitting member, Oscar Fernandez, and former members K.B. Shanappa, Chandan Mitra, Hari Singh Nalwa, Monica Das, and Abani Roy. In his obituary reference to Oscar Fernandez, the chairman said he served as a member of the House representing Karnataka for 4 terms. He also served as the chairman of the department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Human Resource Development and as a union minister. The chairman said in the passing away of Oscar Fernandez, the country has lost a multi-talented personality, a dedicated social worker, an able administrator, and a distinguished parliamentarian. Condoling the death of K.B. Shanappa, the chairman said the former member from Karnataka, Shanappa, worked assiduously for the welfare of workers and led many workers' struggles championing their rights. In the obituary reference to Chandan Mitra, the chairman said the country has lost a veteran journalist and an able parliamentarian. He recalled that the departed member served as a nominated member of the House from August 2003 to August 2009 and as a member presenting the state of Madhya Pradesh from June 2010 to June 2016. He also served as the chairman of the department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce. The House observed silence in memory of the departed members. As a mark of respect to the sitting member, Oscar Fernandez, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu adjourned the House for an hour till 12:20 hours. When the House reassembled at 12:20 hours, the chairman, welcoming the members to the 255th session of the Rajya Sabha, hoped that on the 75th anniversary of Indian independence, they will work in keeping with the momentous occasion. Lamenting the fact that 70% of the parliamentarian during the monsoon session of the parliament was lost due to disruptions, the chairman hoped that the members work in a constructive manner during the present session. Talking about the working of the department-led Parliamentary Standing Committee of the Rajya Sabha, M. Venkaiah Naidu noted with satisfaction that the panel met for 39 hours, 33 minutes. He also appealed to the members not to lower their guard against the threat being posed by the coronavirus. The chairman complimented the health workers, Anganwadi staff and other frontline workers in their efforts to curb the spread of the virus.
The chairman urged the members to encourage everyone in their constituencies to follow the COVID-19 protocol. He said the sitting in the House has been designed in keeping with the COVID-19 protocols. Thereafter, the chairman called for laying of papers. As they tried to take up the question hour, several members of the opposition were on the feet raising issues relating to the farm laws. Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu said he had not accepted the adjournment notices by opposition members on various issues which was protested by the opposition. However, Mr. Naidu said that the decision of the chair is final. He tried to proceed with the question hour. However, as the noisy scenes continued, the chairman adjourned the House till 1400 hours. When the House met again, Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar moved for consideration the Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021. Speaking on the bill, leader of the opposition, Mallikarjun Kharge, said the government had to give in to the demands of the farmers after an agitation of over 1 year and 3 months. He said for the last 1 year, the farmers and the opposition have been demanding the repeal of the farm laws, but the government failed to pay heed. He said the government's intransigence impacted the outcome of the recent by-election in the country, which forced the government to have a rethink. The remarks of Kharge were met with noisy protests from the Treasury benches. A verbal clash ensued between the opposition and the ruling party members. Amid the noisy scenes, Minister Narendra Singh Tomar said the government had tried to convince farmers about the efficacy of the farm laws. He added that after failing to convince some sections of farmers, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Guru Parav announced the repeal of the farm laws. He suggested that since there is unanimity among the government and the opposition on repeal of the bills, he said the bill can be passed without discussion. Amid demand by the opposition for a discussion on the farm laws repeal bill, Deputy Chairman Harivansh asked the minister to move the bill for passage. Amid noisy scenes and protests from the opposition, Mr. Tomar moved the bill for passage, which was passed by voice vote. Earlier, the opposition protests led the Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh to adjourn the House for 30 minutes till 14:38 hours. When the House met again, it was again adjourned for 30 minutes till 15:09 hours. When the House reassembled at 15:09 hours, the Deputy Chairman called on Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi to make a statement. Mr. Prahlad Joshi in his statement said 12 MPs from the opposition need to be suspended for the rest of the winter session of Rajya Sabha for creating unruly behaviour in the House on the last day of the monsoon session. These include 6 MPs from the Congress, 2 each from the All India Trinamool Congress and the Shiv Sena, and 1 each from the CPI and the CPIM. The minister named the members Fulo Devi Netam, Chaya Verma, Ripun Bora, Rajamani Patel, Syed Nasir Hussain, and Akhilesh Prasad Singh from the Congress, Binoy Vishwam from the CPI, Elamaram Karim from the CPIM, Dhola Sen and Shanta Chetri from the All India Trinamool Congress, and Priyanka Chaturvedi and Anil Desai from the Shiv Sena to be suspended. The motion was passed by a voice vote amid stiff resistance from the opposition. Thereafter, the Deputy Chairman adjourned the House for the day. The Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021 is aimed at scrapping the 3 farm laws, Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Act 2020, the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act 2020, the Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020, and amending the Essential Commodities Act 1955. The bill was necessitated after Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the government's intention on November 19 to repeal the 3 laws in view of the farmers' protests against them. The Union Cabinet last week cleared the draft of the bill. That's all in Parliament Review.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase Hallmark gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahat Jago. The Sensex and the Nifty today witnessed modest gains. Both stocks rose even as the cues from the other Asian equity markets were negative. The BSE Sensex appreciated 153 points or 0.27% to trade at 57,261. The NSE Nifty also surged 28 points or 0.16% to trade at 17,054. President Ramnath Kovind visited Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, Haridwar today. He said that the main objective of Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya is to spread the principles of Indian culture and human values. Mr. Kovind said that research work is done in the university on subjects like science based on ancient Vedic culture, Ayurveda, yoga, science, astrology, spirituality, and alternative medicine. President also planted a Rudraksh sapling on the university campus. Earlier this morning, he also visited Paramarth Niketan Ashram in Rishikesh. After a 2-day visit, President left for Delhi this afternoon by Air Force helicopter. The government today said that many reforms and steps have been taken up to boost defence exports in recent times. Standing Operating Procedure SOP for the export of munitions list items has been modified and placed on the website of the Department of Defence Production. A completely end-to-end online portal for receiving and processing export authorization permission also has been developed. Informing this in a written reply to the Rajya Sabha, MOS Defence Ajay Bhatt said the applications submitted on this portal are digitally signed and the authorization are also issued digitally at faster pace. In the first cricket test match at Kanpur between India and New Zealand, the visitors snatched a draw from the jaws of apparently inevitable defeat in a nail-biting encounter on a turning track at Green Park Stadium. Chasing the target of 284 runs, the visitors had scored 165 for 9 wickets when the umpires and players agreed that the light isn't good enough to carry on, and thus both teams settled for a draw. Earlier, Tom Latham and William Somerville added 76 runs for the second wicket. Latham was bowled by Ravichandran Ashwin after scoring 52 runs. It was Ashwin's 418th scalp in Test wicket. Ashwin achieved a big milestone in his career as he became India's third highest wicket taker in Tests. He is now only behind the legendary Anil Kumble and Kapil Dev. India's spin trio of R. Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja and Akshar Patel helped the hosts stay on top for major part of the final session, but the last wicket stand between Ravichandran and Ajaz Patel earned New Zealand a hard-fought draw in the Kanpur Test. Rachin Ravindra did a brilliant job holding for his side on debut. Earlier partnership between Shreyas Iyer and Wriddhiman Saha helped India to take hold of the match yesterday at Green Park Stadium. India declared their second innings at 234 for 7 towards the end of the day's play, setting the target of 284 for visitors. Wriddhiman Saha at 61 and Akshar Patel at 28 remained unbeaten.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have shallow fog. Mumbai will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. Chennai is expected to witness thunderstorm with rain. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. Srinagar will have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Jammu will also have mainly clear sky. Leh, Gilgit is likely to witness partly cloudy sky. Muzaffarabad will have sunny sky. Visakhapatnam will have generally cloudy sky with haze. Hyderabad will witness partly cloudy sky with haze. Thiruvananthapuram will have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. In Puducherry, there will be thunderstorm with rain. Guwahati and Imphal will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later. Shillong will witness mainly clear sky. Aizawl will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later. Kohima and Itanagar will have mainly clear sky. Gangtok will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Agartala will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Parliament passes Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021 with Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha approving it on the first day of winter session. 12 opposition members suspended from Rajya Sabha for remaining part of the winter session. Centre launches unique face recognition technology for pensioners. Government is implementing various schemes for welfare of every section of society, says Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi. Over 123 crore 15 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.34%. And in cricket, first test match between India and New Zealand ends in a draw at Kanpur. Ravichandran Ashwin becomes India's third highest wicket taker in Test. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.
The Navy gives me adventure in every venture.
The Navy gives me the chance to discover capabilities I never knew I had.
The Navy gives me a package complete with the country's respect and recognition.
The Navy gives you more. Indian Navy, an ocean of opportunities. www.joinindiannavy.gov.in.
The Navy gives me adventure in every venture.
The Navy gives me the chance to discover capabilities I never knew I had.
The Navy gives me a package complete with the country's respect and recognition.
The Navy gives you more. Indian Navy, an ocean of opportunities. www.joinindiannavy.gov.in.